Hey everybody! It's been a second. Welcome back to the Wickedly Talented podcast. Today I'm here with my co-host, Jab1000.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm here with a special guest, our first guest here, the infamous and kind of smelly, Vil!
Something weird.
I can't believe you tried doing that bit multiple times.
Yes.
Well, anyway, Vil, before we continue with today's wonderful episode, Vil, tell us your favorite custom of all time, just so we have it out on the table.
Of all time. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if we're talking about Disney, it is a pretty well-known fact. My favorite custom is the Beast.
I'm going to attack you.
Well, Vil's favorite custom is... Okay. Alright, anyway.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyway, welcome to the Wickedly Talented podcast. Can we get a little clap for Vil to be able to be here on today's show?
I did that already.
Oh, did you? You can't
You
get
have,
my
to pay, you have to pay
Yes.
extra for the second one.
Alright, fine. Well, anyway, today's topic is talking about the wonderful, funny, and joke customs of our little community that we have here. I'll let you guys ramble off since you guys have probably more joke customs that you know than I do, so go ahead and overtake my loud and obnoxious voice.
Here we go, Bill. Tell us all about if you've ever happened to make a, I don't know, expansion that's full of not serious, very abstract customs before.
Boy, have I ever. During one of the
Yes.
first times we actually were thinking about April Fool stuff for villains-related projects, I remember. Back when the team was much smaller as well, we had a plan, a pretty good plan ready, of releasing our first joke expansion. You might remember it, Hags, Ham, and Spam. And at the same time, I was doing a little side project, which kind of evolved as time went on. It was supposed to be a less funny thing. It was just supposed to be villainous with stock images, and then it turned into a whole thing that you might or might not know at this point, because it's rather old, called Bad Good.
Bad Good.
Bad Good.
Bad Good is a wonderful expansion by Vil. Bad Good, it's retooled versions of all of our favorite 6 original cast members from the base box. A little bit like Introduction to Evil, if you really think about it.
Just
Made bad.
Yeah, but better.
No, better is a
Better.
better.
But better.
And better is better is better.
That's true.
As we say, bad is good.
That is good. So what did it consist of?
Well, as you said, it was a reimagining of all the 6 original characters. To be precise, we had Captain Hook as Captain Kill, which is probably the worst one. The Queen of Hearts as the best golf player ever.
Yes.
Maleficent as Sleeping Pills.
Just pills.
Just pills.
Only.
Prince John as Businessman.
Mm.
Ursula as Fate Action.
And the best one.
And then the best one, Jafar, as himself.
But
But as we all know, Jafar, we were still waiting on Jafar. But
Yeah.
I, at the time, was a very good spy, and I managed to
uncle.
get some cool photos of the product before it was supposed to be
Yeah.
released.
yeah.
I don't know why they still haven't released it, frankly.
I
but
don't know.
I managed to get it for you ready in
That-
tabletops.
yeah. Your uncle also helped you out. Uncle Nintendo, right? He was busy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will say it is easier to enter the building since I own it as John Villainous himself.
John.
True.
He certainly had an easier time. But yes, that was the original Bad Good.
I
now-
always thought it was weird that leaked Jafar seemed to look not like an official product, but it seemed to always remind me of if someone made their very first custom and it was Jafar. That's weird how that happened.
Yeah, I mean, besides
A bit
the
weird.
actual images, yeah, the images are just all blur. I mean,
I'll
technically.
say to people that have not tried it out, I think it's still on the compendium and it should be publicly available on the workshop as well, but I'm not confident about that.
I have it installed at least, so if you want it, contact me for a little bit of bad good.
If you want, honestly, do not expect much. Some characters are objectively stronger than others.
It is comedy.
Jafar.
Yeah.
And yeah, don't play Captain Kill.
Yeah, that's a good. But yeah, it's all comedy. Expect comedy. Expect jokes. Don't expect a fair and balanced game. Though the Bad Good tournament, once a new expansion releases, will be happening soon. Don't worry.
You know, you say that, but at one point there was the talks of making one on April 1st, but it never actually happened.
I'm waiting for the Bad Good expansion. Come on, Phil.
It might happen. It might happen if I get enough ideas, because I wanted it to do it in chronological order, and at the time we did not have Despicable Plots yet.
Oh,
So
true.
so a lot of time has passed, as you can see from that time. So
Rest in peace, Prosper.
the next three would have been Hades, the Evil Queen, and Facilier. Now, I don't remember exactly what my plans were, but I specifically remember that I wanted Evil Queen to be Snow White.
Oh yes.
Alright, yeah.
What would be?
I don't remember what was the joke, but I
Oh.
remember that was the joke.
The joke is that it was Snow White.
I'm sure I had a good idea for it, I just forgot.
Don't worry. Your brain will come up with it eventually. And what did you have for Dr. Facilier and Hades?
I don't remember.
I mean, I'm still throwing out the idea of doing what was it, Sisyphus for Hades. That would be funny.
Would be
Yeah.
actually, I think I wanted to steal. I think it was Jab's idea for Facilier. I wanted to make Las Vegas,
Oh yes, I remember.
the
Yeah.
entire city.
Only the city.
I think I had this weird because I don't know if you've ever been to Las Vegas. I have
I've
once.
been multiple times.
It sucks.
It does. I'm not legal yet, so
Well,
I can't gamble.
Yeah, it sucks for you because you're not old enough.
Yeah.
I could have gambled at the time, but it still sucked. It's way too hot for me. I dislike the heat.
Well, that's why you should go to Floridaville.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I love it
Florida,
there.
It's
bro.
very cold in Florida.
Is
I
Florida
don't think that's true.
Florida?
What'd you say, Jam?
I don't think that's true, but
Oh.
No, at the moment, no.
The moment is past.
Whatever.
Las
but yeah,
Vegas.
I was saying, I think the idea for it was that since there are all these fake monuments and stuff at Las Vegas, instead of having one talisman, you had all the fake monuments that you had to hold. I think it was something like that. I don't remember.
So you were about to make Balance Felicier.
Well, no. The joke is that it would suck.
Oh. You know, all of the monument.
The joke is that he would be impossibly slow, but he would have used the fortune pile a lot more.
Oh, interesting.
Because I do think that's one of the weaknesses of Facilier. He doesn't use his main gimmick
Enough.
pretty much at all.
Yeah. He's only uses it for his win con.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
Yeah, I have let's say I'm not the biggest fan of the first expansion they did. I only really like Hades in there, and even Hades has some issues.
Well, either way, enough about those stinky, ugly officials. Back to our beautiful customs. How about we shut up, Jab, shut up. I told you not to diss me when I'm talking.
I encourage you to keep doing that.
Well, anyway,
Indeed.
more because we are now on the topic of these beautiful joke customs. Let's go to the officially curated side of some of these beautiful customs. Bill, what do you have curated that's funny on the mod?
Well, depends on who you ask. If you ask me, nothing. If you ask other people, in the casual section, I officially only have Lord Licorice, but I did help out with Cookie Monster and somewhat with Mabel.
Cookie Monster is my favorite casual, is my favorite joke custom, just because
Cookie Monster is actually pretty cool.
He's pretty brain dead as a character, because I realize when you take away the main component of like playing cards without cost, it really is just brain.
If you take the main components out of a deck,
yeah,
no way.
What I mean is, it's not like you took out discard actions and you're still a normal. But no, like it's pretty brain dead when you just don't have any more power. But that's why I love him, because I don't have to think when I play Cookie Monster.
Then why don't you play Licorice? You literally don't think.
Because Licorice is too restrictive. Licorice is too restrictive.
I see.
Hey, I'm only drawing cards. I don't like Candyland, okay?
Lord Licorice, the enemy of agency.
Well, Jab, what is your favorite joke comedy custom?
Joke comedy custom.
One that makes
it's probably cooking. Double King.
Double King's not a well. All right, fine. I'll accept that. Well, you were gonna say Cookie Monster, weren't you?
Yeah, I think on the curated list, Cookie Monster is probably my favorite out of the ones in his section. I would say.
What about non-curated? Unless it's also gonna be Cookie Monster.
Non-curated, Double King.
That's you motherfucker. You can't. All right, fine. Double King's officially a joke custom now. Anyway. Fine, I'll go ahead and say my favorite joke custom. So my favorite curated joke custom, a couple people might know this. I don't know, he's pretty underground. I really love Ghostwood. Ghostwood's great. I love Ghostwood.
Ghostwood's funny.
Ghostwood's funny because he makes other people play the game differently, and I like it when I make other people play the way they don't like to. Because I'm a jackass.
You also subscribe to I like to make everyone else at the table absolutely miserable.
Yes.
Because I am a terrible person mentality.
Yes. I love when other people are not having fun at my table.
You sound like the worst degenerate kind of Yu-Gi-Oh player that only plays Floodgates.
Well,
so
you know what I play in Yu-Gi-Oh though, so you can't tell me anything. Anyway. And my favorite non-curated joke custom would have to be Double King. All right, that's a wrap, folks. Double King, let's go! Well, anyway. Well, now that we've all shared, we've all talked across our table about what our favorite customs are.
Well, I haven't. But
you didn't. Oh, I guess it's true. We didn't just. We didn't talk about yours. Okay, what is your favorite joke custom, curated and then non-curated?
Okay, so when it comes to curated, I actually have a tie.
Oh.
With two characters. Starbucks and Spanton.
Oh, I forgot Starbucks is curated. It's been a second since I've seen
Starbucks is quite great.
I
find
love
them
Starbucks.
very funny.
Starbucks is not only great just thematically, we're just trying to squirm out of this girl's little fingers, but also just like the whole gimmick is hilarious.
When it comes to non-curated, it is slightly harder.
You have a lot more selections.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot more people. Uh, hmm. Well, it depends on if you want to stretch the definition a bit or not.
Well, we stretched the definition with Double King, so.
I suppose that's true.
Do
So
we?
if you stretch
Yeah,
the
you fucking shut the
definition-
hell up, Jab. Fuck you.
So if you stretch the definition a little bit, it's not technically a joke custom, but it is a funny custom.
Yeah.
George Washington.
We love George Washington.
If you want to keep it purely joke, I had to give it to Miss Mavilda.
To who?
Mrs. Mavilda.
Oh, I've never seen that one.
You never seen the gambling?
No.
Gambling night?
No.
She's great.
You gotta tell me. Let's give us the rundown, since now I don't know, and now the audience in extension doesn't know.
Well, I hope the audience knows and looks at stuff instead of being like you, but
But yes.
you see, Miss Mavilda, I don't have it in front of me, so my details might get a little fuzzy, but
Pull it up.
she needs to use her chainsaw to cut down a tree.
Uh-huh.
That is funny by itself. You should know why.
Doing a normal task?
It sounds very George Washington so far.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It does sound very George Washington, yes, but
Say. Well, I mean, I don't think George Washington had a chainsaw.
you know, trees.
Yeah, trees.
I'm pretty known for trees, I'd say.
No, no. I don't
But
think you're known for trees. Shut up.
I am known for trees. Well, okay, come on.
Okay.
Like the tree has a lot of strength, and you need to activate the chainsaw and pay power equal to the strength of the tree to actually cut it down.
Kill the tree, murder.
Yeah, and the way you need to do that is by playing your gambling card, which I think is called Lucky Tonight or something like that.
Lucky Star.
And as you, sorry, what?
I said Lucky Star.
Lucky Star. And as you choose yourself and another player and roll a die, the one that rolls the highest, I think, gains 3 power. If you are at a certain location, which is called Poker Night, whoever rolls the highest also gets 3 more.
What is she
So, like-
based on?
I think a short about Christmas or something?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to
Some
show me this
animated
You're gonna
short.
have to show me this after the podcast.
I can show you. But yeah, I think she might be the purely joke themed, non-curated customs I like the most. Just because gambling is funny.
Yeah, that's true. We all love gambling, especially Las Vegas, which we need to make soon.
Yes, all of us who are definitely above age, aren't we?
I'm
I certainly
actually
am.
I'm actually 31.
You're not.
If you
You're
flip
really
over,
not.
if you flip my numbers backwards, I'm 31.
Are you 13?
No,
No,
I'm
no,
not
no.
13. I'm
No.
not 13. Anyway,
Purity.
so what do you guys find in joke customs that makes you? What's something that you find in a joke custom that makes you laugh? Like what do you find in a custom and then you look at it and then you just go, ha! You know, like normal people.
First off, normal people don't just look at something and go, ha!
I do. I don't know about you.
Yeah, you said normal people.
Okay, fine. Okay,
If
touche.
you're doing a podcast, you're not a normal person.
Touche.
But to answer your question, what I look for in a joke the most, what draws me in for the funnies, is 2 things.
Mhm.
1, I like it when the character is absurd.
Yes. Okay.
Like when the choice of character is something, say, why is this a thing? Why are you making it? That's always funny to me.
Double.
The second one needs to be a strong gameplay hook.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give an example.
It needs to be a good joke, basically.
It must be a good joke, yeah, but like, it's not funny if the joke is that the villain is strong or weak That's not
Yeah,
funny.
that's too simple.
Yeah.
I'll give an actually a curated example since
Okay.
that's easier.
Okay.
Gaston.
Gaston.
He doesn't fit the first criteria because he's just Gaston,
Yeah.
but he fits the second one. Because yes, you do something that no sane person would ever ask you to do in a board game.
normal board game player.
Not even normal board game player. Like no sane person would say, "Ah, yes, I know what this board game needs: push-ups and sit-ups." No one would.
That's why
But
RPM
that's
made it.
what makes it funny.
Yeah. And it's just you actually have to commit to actual exercise, which normal board game players can't even achieve regularly.
Well,
So,
talk for yourself. you
well,
fool.
and then, all right, let's play physical Gaston and let's see how much you do it. Get the face cam on. Let's. Go.
I don't have a webcam, I'm afraid. I can't do it.
Yeah, you can go on your phone. It's okay.
The second thing,
Mhm.
as I said, is well, the first technically, is the character itself needs to be ridiculous. And I think the one that embodies this the most must be King Dragon.
Oh yes, I.
Cause
King
like,
Dragon.
come on,
It's just the same guy.
come on.
Right,
I feel
but-
like, as long as you've opened up King Dragon once, you know what I mean.
For anybody who hasn't had the gracious and wonderful experience to play against or as King Dragon, it is based on the ProZD shorts where he kind of strums along a narrative that isn't real, that's completely fake, that's just over-exaggerated stereotypes of RPGs, and our good old, was it K9? Yes, it was K9 Spy.
Yes.
Who decided to take all of that and make it into this beautiful custom with little to no thematics, where it's just like the basics of the videos, and all of the card images besides bar a few feature the same guy, Sungwon, who is the main who's the main creator of those shorts, and it is, or I think the sole creator of the shorts, and it's
Yeah.
absolutely comedic, and it's just where it's just you have Club Minion where it's just him wearing a green shirt. You have King Dragon where it's him with a black crown. You have the main protagonist where it's just him with a Sharingan that he drew with colored pencil in a short that it was supposed to be what happens when an anime protagonist doesn't want to be a part of the plot. And it's absolutely hilarious. And I just can't get over King Dragon, and I love that he's officially on our mod.
He also has a very funny feature
Mhm.
that I don't know if a lot of people know about. He has flavor text
Yes!
on the cards.
Yeah.
If you hover over them, you will get to read a little bit of extra funny. Another cool thing that I don't know how many people know is that one hero in the Fate deck, Archibald, has 4 states that change how he looks. Because he was a parody of like those gacha games where you have character in a swimsuit, character with a funny hat, and that changes the rarity. So like normal Archibald is regular
N,
guy.
Yeah, he's N. He's normal.
Yeah, it's normal. The second one is rare. The second one is super. The third
And
one is
it's
super rare.
I remember that
And
one's
the fourth
Patreon.
one is
people.
a super rare.
Yeah, that it's so I forget the second one, but it goes Archibald. I don't know what the second one is. Patriot Archibald, and then Young Archibald.
It's Archibald. The Hat Archibald?
Oh yeah, Hat Archibald.
Labor Archibald. And Young Archibald.
Yes, Labor Day Archibald. Yeah, and that's also Labor Day Archibald is a parody in itself to like special event promo event characters that have nothing to do with something like Labor Day or something, because they live in a fantasy world where dragons and magic.
Exactly.
But no, Labor Day. And yeah, I love King Dragon so much, and even though he may be a little on the stronger side, he's beautiful.
Fun fact also, there were 2 cards that we had to ask him to change the names of. because they weren't very good for the mod. Let's just say that.
What were they?
You'll be able to figure it out, but the new names are Sonia Rika,
Mm-hmm.
a hero in the Fate deck,
Mm-hmm.
and Ice Dragon, an ally in the villain deck.
I'm trying to remember what those names were then. That were not good, huh? I don't remember. Oh. No, I don't remember.
Well, that's a good reason to watch the shorts if
Oh,
you ever
there you
feel like
go.
it, I suppose.
There you go. Well, either way, yes, he fits the bill exactly for someone who is, whatchamacallit, who is absurd, and it is a comedically good, concept to have. So Jab, Bill's gone on long enough. Shut up, Bill. How about you?
Gladly.
How about you? What do you think is a good absurd concept, like, or what do you find funny in a custom and that makes you go, ha?
It's interesting. I think I'm trying to think if there's ever been a custom that makes me like laugh out loud about it or something like that.
Ha! It makes you go, ha!
But
Stop
I think when I think is a good joke custom is when it's playable is very important, because sometimes the joke isn't playable, which is not that fun. I think my actual favorite non-curated joke, and maybe it's not considered as much of a joke as it is now that it's been developed more, but I always liked Vil's concept of the
Oh yeah.
Oh, the people don't know about
The people
that
don't
one.
know
It's-
about.
They should know here. Everyone listening right now,
No.
you should know.
All right, no, we gotta
That's
close
been
it
for
down.
years.
Curator
Close
secrets.
the door. Close the door.
Curator secrets are being.
You will find out in
spilled.
due time.
Yeah. Or if you really okay,
But this
can he tell them? Or does it matter?
any
What?
I guess it doesn't matter. Go ahead. Whatever.
I wasn't listening, I'll be honest.
Non-curated.
So anyway,
non-curated. Go away.
this redacted custom, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's one of my favorite joke, maybe not joke decks, but in the ways that I consider it to be a good joke deck is because I think it's made with a clear concept in mind that is absurd, that doesn't take itself too seriously in a sense, like the way I think Vil sort of describes.
Yeah.
It is a full I was gonna say full character. It's not necessarily a developed character in the source material, but it is a character that has
Certainly is a
actual-
character.
that has a definable place in the story that he comes from,
Mm-hmm.
and the concept is made around that, and I think it's made around that really well, but it still has a sense of this is not made with complete seriousness. It's made to be a bit funny, and it's made to be different from a normal custom that you might see. And that's where I like that when a custom is made, and the joke's not that it's very bad, the joke's not that it's very good like Bill says, but the joke is made clearly and in a way that you can play through it you're not, and you enjoy playing it for what it is.
That was beautiful.
I know, it was beautiful.
Best thing I've ever
I'm
heard.
tearing up. And for the folks out there that, okay, we don't have to. We'll hide the name like this. His name is. There you go.
It's not.
I said it again, didn't I?
If you want me
No.
to, I can go beep beep in editing.
That would be funny, actually. Do
Okay,
that.
there you go. Nobody will know.
That would be actually very funny. Do that.
Okay, well there you go. Well,
This kind of leads this kind of leads into something that I wanted to get your opinions on.
mhm.
Was when do you feel like a joke custom goes so far towards being either too much of a joke or not enough of a joke?
I think to me, and I'll speak because you guys have had enough fucking speaking time. Jesus Christ. I'm kidding.
Well, you're the host.
That's
Wow,
true. That's true. I guess I'll talk anyway though. I think to me the joke has to work with the gameplay. The joke has to be something that that needs to be fun to play with, or at least concept design in a fun way. When it becomes too much of the joke is when all there is to the custom is the joke. A joke custom to me is a custom that not only is a joke, but is that also a custom and can be played and can be done and can be all of this stuff. And can be all of this stuff while also keeping the comedy at its forefront. Like King Dragon. King Dragon has an interesting playstyle in how he actually wins. By capturing Prince Horus or whatever. Is an interesting way of doing that, and isn't just, oh, it's Pro CD, guys, ha ha ha, and it isn't all just one big joke on the play. The closest that it's ever gotten was Vill's Bad Good, but even then, those are still fun to play, because it's still fun to laugh, and fun to look at all of them, and fun to even just do your thing, because they're differently played, especially since you have the original cards or original decks to compare them against.
Yeah. The idea with Bad Good was also that they were just what if the people making this game had no idea of what they were doing and couldn't get the rights to any Disney character.
Yeah. Which actually, yeah.
So yeah.
It reminds me of the play that goes wrong in that sense. If you guys have ever seen that beautiful play. I'm sure you have, actually. Oh, you both have. Okay, good. Well, anyway.
But yes, actually, I do agree on that point. I can provide actually 2 examples of characters that I think could have been jokes, but are not, and I like them more because of it. One is one of my friends made, actually, and it is publicly available. You can play it. It's Chef Louis.
Oh yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Like, it's Chef Louis. Who cares about the chef from The Little Mermaid?
I do.
He's a funny character because he's funny. Yeah, but like, you wouldn't call him like your favorite character or anything,
He is
right?
my favorite.
You know what I
He's
mean?
my favorite character. I don't know about
Like,
you.
he's like, when I jokingly said to him, you know what would be funny? You should make the chef from The Little Mermaid. And he then messaged me the next day with a card back for it. I knew I was in for something good.
My favorite.
At least
yeah.
from a joke perspective.
Yeah.
But he's an actually serious and competent deck that just so happens to have a funny character as the face. And that works.
Yeah,
I like that, because it's not a joke deck. But it's a fun.
Surface level comedy in just the concept is also good.
Yes.
I think the only bad thing, the only way I don't like it is, I guess not even. I was gonna say a serious villain that has a completely funny gimmick, but I guess that's not even in itself a bad thing.
Yeah,
I
I
think
wouldn't
it's
say
really
it.
cool. I think it's really cool when joke ideas are good gateways to finding new and interesting ways to make cards or gimmicks.
Mhm. The other example I was gonna
Okay.
make.
Shut up,
what
Jeb!
the-
Shut up! Shut up!
No, don't. If you need to talk,
No,
talk.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I don't know if I talk too much or not, so
No, you
stop
guys are
me if I
fine.
do.
No, you guys are fine.
I can't say I've ever been on a podcast before, as much as I wanted to make one of myself for the longest.
Don't worry, I'll make you a permanent guest without your permission.
That doesn't sound like a good idea, frankly.
Anyway,
but,
anyway,
Anyways.
maybe I'll ask you to be on more. But either way,
the other example I had was the imposter from Among Us.
which is official, which is a
No.
custom that is out right now.
It's not official, yes, but it is a custom.
Well,
you can
yeah,
play
yeah,
right
yeah,
now, which I think is mechanically quite solid and interesting. It just so happens that it's the imposter from Among Us, which is kind of funny in itself.
And that is funny.
But the deck is
Funny.
good.
Yeah,
the deck
the
is solid.
Is very
Yeah.
balanced. I think it's a very fairly balanced deck in my opinion.
So I think that's always an important thing to tell people. Just because your character is silly doesn't mean you have to make it joke.
Yeah.
You can have a silly
Yeah.
character be played straight, and that could end up funny while still being something traditionally speaking good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think.
Sometimes
Go ahead, Jeff. No, go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
sometimes there are the customs. They're advertised as, this is a joke. This is not meant to be serious in any way. And you look at it and you go, oh, the joke is that this just isn't very well made.
That's
And I think that's a big
yeah.
turn off.
That definitely turns me away from a deck when the joke is just, haha, look, it's Obama from the real life, and then it's like the most low quality thing you've ever seen. It's like,
Obama from real life.
yeah, he's real. His objective is find his last name.
I mean, that would be kind of funny.
That would be. I mean, the concept is kind of funny, but if the idea was behind it was just, it's just bad, and you know, it's just like, yes, he.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
like bad good is intentionally bad, but with a purpose. That would not be intentionally bad without. That would be intentionally bad without a purpose. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, they were exaggerations of the characters,
Yes.
or what
Yeah.
people thought about them in the case of Ursula.
Yeah. Yeah. Fake action, which must have been the most annoying thing to manually replace on every.
It was
single-
very annoying.
But yeah, I think there's still so many jokes to be made because when I first joined Villainous and I was looking at the customs community, my first idea out of it was, God, these guys have done everything, haven't they? And then Lord Licorice came out, and then and then King Dragon, and then everything, and I'm like, there's still so many jokes to be made still, and I'm so excited to see what people have in store. Like, we have so many mechanics that still have it. I was playing around with the idea of a villain that needs to play every single card in their deck. You know what I mean? Like having a deck that needs to do something that break, because joke customs are the best place, and I'm going to emphasize this, the best place to break the rules of Villainous. In my opinion.
If you want to break the rules just to try stuff out, joke decks are a good way to do that. There is a place for rule breaking in common decks,
Yes.
but you need to be careful.
You always
'cause
need to
there's
have
a
a reason
reason.
to, yeah.
There's a reason they are rules in the first place.
Yeah. You have to know the rules in order to break them.
Exactly.
That's true. And also, a big part of it comes down to, rule breaking exists, but you also need to have a reason for that rule breaking and to an extension joke decks as well, but but more of a reason to rule break in normal villainous decks, especially if you want to get them curated. Because in your regular deck, rule breaking basically needs to be done because the villain wouldn't work with this way without it, and it's still a fun and interactive thing to do, and it's still fair and balanced. In a joke deck, it doesn't need to be fair and balanced. Fuck that shit. Is it funny? Do it.
That is something I actually wanted to bring up. Something you said. I don't think it's stated enough, but making a joke deck is actually quite difficult.
That is true.
Yeah.
I would argue that making a joke deck, in some ways, it's actually harder than making a regular deck. Because you need to have a very good knowledge of the system you're trying to abuse, in this case, villainous. And you also need to make sure that the gameplay is solid enough that it doesn't turn people off from the joke.
That's true.
And you have to, you have to link the actual funny to what you do in the game.
Yes.
So it's not easy at all.
No.
I would say, if you've never tried making one, do attempt at making it when the time comes for it. Because it's really interesting. It teaches you things about the game that you wouldn't learn otherwise. I'll make another example, because I like making examples. I'll take Spamton, which released on the most recent expansion. He breaks one of the most fundamental rules about the game. He has 30 conditions in his deck. That is something you should not do.
No.
It's a stupid idea.
And it is not fun if it were a officially, as in normal deck that wasn't a joke.
Exactly.
However,
It just wouldn't work
yeah.
for a variety of reasons. But that's something Weird Mouse did that's very smart. He made the conditions very easy to remember. What I mean by that is that, well, yes, he has 30 of them, and they are all unique. Their triggers are pretty much the same. Move a hero. Move to a location with a hero or an ally. Gain 2 power. Gain 3 power. Play an ally. Play an item. Play an effect. It's something that will happen on every single deck, pretty much. There are some where you will perform better and some will perform worse. But that's also part of the counterplay. Once you know that one of the conditions is out, you know that it's out. So if I, as Spamton, play the condition that triggers when you move to a location with an item, you know that until he reshuffles, you can move there safely, because it will not trigger.
That also is an example of the challenges of making a joke custom, since he had to make 30 different ways of a condition being able to be triggered.
Yes.
Which at a point you're starting to grasp at straws here, because Villainous is an asymmetric game, and you can do a lot of things. 30 different things is hard to grasp at.
That's like an example.
Oh, go ahead, Jeff.
That's like an example of one of those things that you'd discover in making it. You go, if I have a deck of 30 conditions, I want them to be able to be triggered. So what are the triggers that I have to make? And he would have discovered they have to be simple, and they have to be this, and this, so that they can be consistently triggered. And that's something that you discover in the process, and you understand about even just conditions in general.
Worth mentioning also that he turned the play a card action into something completely new, because Spamton didn't need it, as he had the conditions only. But he has a specific action to him that lets him increase his maximum end size for the turn. So he still has something to do during his turns except Fate and Discard. And that's good. Another reason why he's good is exactly that, because he ends up doing things. Because when a condition triggers, yes, he can go gain power for his objective, or place -1 strength tokens on heroes, which you need to kill, because they are annoying, really annoying. So he has to balance that out. And as I said before, once a condition happens, you know it won't happen again. So there's counterplay and strategy involved. So even a villain that's literally just completely reactive to what the opponents do still has plenty of strategy involved for both him and the opponent.
Yes.
And that's why he's good.
I wanted to bring up, since I never said my favorite uncurated
Oh,
joke
yes, do that.
custom. Besides Double King, which, yes, he's very much a joke and will never be curated. Because he sucks. My favorite joke villainous custom, which isn't even a custom, it's an addition.
Oh. Ooh.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm blanking on the name here. I think it's called Unvillainous,
Yes.
where it is the Magic the Gathering joke set made into villainous cards. And that has inspired me so much that I need to find a way to make another one of those, because it is amazing. You have cards that get shuffled into your villain deck, and then you're able to pull out squirrels and things like that. You have a whole mini game where the more, I think every time you play an ally or something, or specific cards will increase this carnival game of moving a water balloon up until it triggers and explodes, and then you get a teddy bear prize, which is an ally that cannot, I think, whenever it vanquishes, it cannot be discarded, and it stays on your board until somebody else wins that mini game. You have other things where you have a genie that can cheat its cost, but you have to cheat it in on your turn, and your opponent can't notice. And it's just this amazing amalgamation of actual just comedy cards and this cool new way of introducing villainous cards and villainous decks that I've never seen before, or I've never seen before and never seen done again, and that I want to get that real estate because it is amazing, and I think it is a great concept. I
would agree.
Yeah, I think it definitely shows its age, but it definitely is something that I still definitely want to play with again, and definitely want to create more of. Whoopee! Whoopee! Anyway, sorry, I know that's kind of a blank note, because that is a very specific and new way of villains, and I don't know how many times you've played with it.
A couple.
But it's definitely my favorite version of it, because it is, I don't know, I think for even being just a joke, because even if it wasn't a joke, the simple concept of having a whole new way of playing villainous with new cards shuffled into your deck and stuff like that is a pretty interesting concept. But the fact that now it's being titled as Unvillainous, this new joke, I think that's great. I think that's comedic, and I think that is funny. That I really want to see more of. I genuinely want to see more of. But either
I'll
way,
make them yourself then.
I'm gonna probably work on it someday. Now, our final topic for today, since we are teetering on almost an hour here,
Oh, time goes fast.
I do want to ask, what are some characters that you think, some characters that you know on your personal idea or anything of the sort, that you think would be amazingly funny as a custom? Doesn't have to be a villain, doesn't have to be anything, just something that has to be just a character that you think of and then immediately think funny.
Does the opposite work?
Yeah, sure.
Because I've always had this idea in the back of my head of making something that's funny, because it's funny to me. My brand of humor isn't very
Universal.
universal, because I like something that is funny because it's not funny.
Yeah.
If it doesn't make much sense, I know it's hard to explain. Yeah, like that one.
I wanted to get another. I wanted to get another
Yeah.
bleep in. So
Good idea. And so I always had this very silly idea in mind for Peter Griffin from FallenMeeps.
I fucking hate you. I forgot you.
Yes, I've talked about this a couple times, I
In
believe.
your
But
thread in your thing, I remember.
yeah, but for those who don't know, I've not seen me talk about it in the couple times I did. Uh, the basic idea for Peter Griffin is that all his effects would do nothing. They have no additional ability. But their names are all part of the joke. Like, for example, why did the chicken cross the road? Okay? So you have, why did the chicken cross the road? And they have 3 different cards. So what you need to do is play the effects in the exact order to make a joke. And you have all your members of your family and your friends as activatable allies that search for specific parts of the joke. And that's it.
And how many jokes do you have to complete?
1.
Hey, you have to win?
Yeah, good luck doing it though.
I'm assuming the fates are gonna be very strong.
Well, not really, because remember, you have to make a complete joke.
That's true. You can't play anything in between, can you?
Yeah. And you have to do it in the same turn as well.
Oh, there you go. That's why. I didn't even know.
So, it's not that easy. Plus, people can just say that's not a joke. and you don't win.
I didn't find that funny.
Yeah, they can just say, I didn't find that funny, and just you don't win.
Wow. You need to tell me about this later because I need to see this become a real thing.
Yeah, the entire joke was that it's not funny. That's it.
Alrighty, well, Jab, you can go ahead and do your thing, but I don't know if you're gonna beat Peter Griffin where he needs to make a joke.
Off the top of my head, I think the one that's most like a joke was an idea I had for a villain from an old education computer game that I played when I was very little, where the custom would be having a bunch of decks filled with questions of different subjects like history and maths and English, and you would basically be getting your opponent to answer these third grade level questions the whole game.
Are you smarter than a first grader?
I think that's probably where the limit for making a joke goes too far, because I keep thinking about all the effort that I have to put in to have enough questions to fill up and make it not just be the same ones that come up all the time and things like that. But yeah, that's probably the one that sticks out to me at the list of the ideas that I have
I like that
as the
idea,
most
though.
joking.
I like that idea that I would like that idea, but the reverse of the idea that your opponent doesn't answer the question, you have to answer the question, and you have to be educational about history.
That could be funny.
That would be hilarious. And I think the way you would do it is like how normal joke books would. So you have the question, so the ability is Q, whatever, what's the 2 dots, what the fuck? I forget the word. Am I dumb?
The 2 dots?
Colon.
Yeah, colon.
What?
There you go. It'd be
2
Q,
dots?
it'd be Q colon question, and then the answer in Photoshop, you'd flip the card upside down and write the answer upside down.
Right, like
So
a
upside-
yeah,
yeah,
like
yeah.
a
So like
like a
upside down.
physical joke. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd put the War of 1812 as the answer, and then the questions, whatever. And-
Type the answer in chat.
and then that's
This
how you
is
would
what I
finish it.
think. Go ahead.
No, I wasn't gonna say anything.
No, yes, you were gonna say something.
No.
Don't lie.
Jab.
How
Go
dare you?
ahead.
I was just gonna say this provides insight into Meeps at school when he goes, I'm gonna write a report and it's gonna start as question 1, 2 dots.
They
What
told me
did-
specifically in AP Lang I couldn't do that, so.
You couldn't.
No,
Say
I had to write
2
3
dots.
essays. I had 3 essays to do in 2 hours, and then you had to write it like it was answering questions, but you had to write it in like the essay format. It was just so dumb, and anyway.
Okay.
Back to wonderful villainous. We are approaching 55 minutes here, so I just wanted to thank Bill for coming onto our wonderful show,
Thank you for having me around.
and I also want to apologize for 3 months absence. We have been busy. Hopefully this summer maybe we'll get a couple more episodes out. Maybe Bill may be a part of them, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know if I
Maybe.
like him yet. I don't like him yet.
I don't
so-
know either if I like myself, frankly.
No.
No.
That's true, but I just wanted to thank Vil, wanted to thank Jab for showing up today, because right now it's 12:30 a.m. for him, and usually I'm the one that's talking in the middle of the night, but that's how we had to work with Vil and fucking time zones, little bitch. Anyway, and I wanted to finally thank all of you for watching today's episode. If you got to the end, we didn't have a sponsor today, because I didn't have enough time to get one.
Sponsored by me.
Vil, commission
Yeah!
Vil for he can make for you. I'm making it very easy for myself.
Yes.
Black. You'll make and if you give him money at his Ko-fi page
That I do not have.
that he does not have, www.:/www. Wait, I didn't remember. Anyway, Vil givemoneytome.com.
Yep.
Just
Just give money to me.
just
I'll
give-
promise. I'll use them to pay my bills.
yes, or a new computer, because Steam is shutting off his computer.
Yeah, use them to get.
Yes, also
Yeah.
that. One day.
Steam is losing
Eventually.
support on
Time
Windows.
is ticking.
But, all right, I hope you all have a great day, and stay villainous. Keep creating. Drink water.